Come on, bless the Lord in this place. Come on, bless the Lord. 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 Shall we pray, God? We thank you that you indeed are the living word. We bless your name, God, because when it seems like everything is dead around us, you are the living word. When it seems like we're in situations that we can't climb our way out of, you are the living word. And God, we don't understand what's happening around us. We can still call your name because you are the living word. And God, it's so beautiful because when we don't have anything else to say, we can just say, oh. And somehow, God, you are so in tune with us, God, that you can hear the pleas through our, oh, God. You can hear the pleas through our hum, God, when we're just rocking, God, because we're not sure of where life is going right now, God. In our rock, God, you have this way, God, of understanding the very words that are coming out of our mouth, God. And we thank you, God, for your transcending power that looks in us, God, that understands us, that knows us, God. And we just thank you, God, because you are the living word. And give life to these words, God, we pray in Christ's name. We all give thanks. Amen. 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 We call your attention back to Matthew chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12, we're going to try to, I think the sun already peeping over. Amen. I got a question for y'all. When we were doing this thing at 6 o'clock, it seemed like it was a long time for that sun came out. Amen. 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 I don't want to stand before you long. Thank you for your spirit, your prayers. Matthew chapter 12, very odd, because I'm pretty sure most of us were expecting to hear something that said, he's not here, he's risen. But if you bear with me, amen, Matthew 12, verse 38, some of the scribes and some of the Pharisees said to him, Teacher, can you show us a sign? Seems as if Jesus grinned and said, this evil and adulterous generation don't ever want to do right, but always want a sign. And it says, no sign will be given to you except for the sign of the prophet Jonah. For just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the sea monster, so for 3 days and 3 nights the Son of Man will be in the heart of the earth. The word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. I want to preach briefly this morning from this topic. It was in the script. It was in the script. My brothers and sisters, not too long ago, there was a lady by the name of Angela Robinson. Y'all know her? Oh, y'all, anybody know her? You'll know her in a second. Angela Robinson was walking down the street when suddenly a perfect stranger approached her. And the story says she slapped her across the back of her neck. And the reason for this perfect slap from stranger to stranger was simply because the assailant was mad at the victim because of the role the victim played in a particular TV drama series. You didn't know Angela Robinson, but you might know her by her actress's name. Her name is Miss Veronica Harrington. Veronica Harrington plays on the show They Have and They Have Nots. And now, some of you, although you are identifying with Miss Angela Robinson, when I told you she was hitting the head, now some of you can identify with the assailant's anger because like her, most of us who've watched the Have and the Have-Nots have become so utterly disgusted with her character because she is seemingly hateful. But the problem is just she's not any regular hateful, amen. She's a clever hateful. And I don't know about you, but it's those clever hateful people that particularly get on my nerves, amen. I can deal with when you just hateful, but when you smart and hateful, amen, I can't stand you. And every now and then I feel my anger building up to where as I'm watching the TV, amen, I'm using myself. Let me make this clear. I'm using myself, but it's really somebody who's really close to me, amen, who wears another ring on their hand that I bought for them, amen. Every now and again, when I feel our anger building up to where we are almost at a level of hatred for this particular character, I have to shift and simply remind myself that she is only a character and what she is doing is simply in the script. Have you ever wondered about the powerful ability of the script? It is the directors, the playwrights, or whoever wrote the script. It is their direct control over the activity that is happening. And because spectators are not privy to seeing the script, and even though they may have had previews of the script, the authenticity of those who are involved in the story will have you forget there's a script in place. That's the beauty of the script. So that no matter what's going on, the director of the script, if nobody else knows what exactly is happening, the director already knows. I wish I had. The director knows the final outcome. And as we've come to celebrate this Resurrection Sunday, Minister Capers, I'm glad that I stand on the other side of the finished production. Can I take you back to Fridays and remind you of the activity of those who were spectating the events of Golgotha's Hill on Friday? Little did they know that they were being used as extras in this production. And you have to be careful with extras because even though they are around, they really don't know the fullness of the story. And the truth is that there are some extras sitting in your life right now. They really don't know you. They really cannot understand your drive. They don't know how to measure your passion. They really don't understand how you have committed your life to God a long time ago. But they are standing now being amused by what's happening in your life now. Be careful with extras because when you're down, they're smiling. When you're out, they're having a good time. When you're crying, they're rejoicing because there are some extras. I wish I had about 4 folk. I'm going to preach this morning. I got up early this morning. I'm going to preach anyhow. There's some extras in your life rejoicing. Can't you see the extras in the production of Calvary? They thought they had them. They convinced Judas to point him out of the crowd with a kiss. They taken him to Pontius Pilate, and despite the fact that Pilate could find nothing wrong, and then Herod, from the lineage of Herods, who had been trying to get Christ all his life, even though they could find nothing wrong. But because of the pressure of a misguided people, Christ was handed over to be crucified. I pause right here and remind you to be careful when you're following the opinion of the masses, especially when they're influenced solely by their feelings. Or in other words, watch folk when they feeling themselves and they in their feelings. The whole Roman government wanted Christ dead because they were in their feelings, because they thought he was a threat to their government. The Pharisees, mainly a religious force in the land, they were mad and they were in their feelings and they wanted him died because he was the fulfillment and the complete understanding of the law they thought they had mastered. The Sadducees were caught in their feelings and they wanted him dead because he was changing the political landscape and showing some socialist tendencies. Y'all missed that right there. The people were mad. The same people who were found hollering Hosanna last week, but it didn't last long. They wanted him dead because he did not give them what they wanted when they wanted. Now everybody wants him dead, and here he is. They finally got him. The man that was declared he was the coming Messiah, Minister Brown, they had him. The man that came and fulfilled the law of Moses, they had him. Prophetically fulfilling his role as the seed of Jesse and the offspring of David, they had him. The man who taught a message of love over religiosity, they had him. The man who was, in fact, the epitome of liberation. They had him. The man who could heal all kinds of diseases. They had him. The man who could perform miracle after miracle. They had him. And I can be honest with you, no matter how good you are, no matter how saved you are, there will be moments when the enemy has you. I wish I had a church right here that can understand. You know what? That makes perfect sense, because I've been trying to do all the best I can, and every now and again, Jackson, I get discouraged, because when it seems like I'm doing the best I can, it seems like that's when all the hell is finally breaking loose in my life. It seems like when I'm on the right path, that's when it seems like all my enemies gain some supernatural power that and they're out to destroy me. And every now and again, I got to be honest with you. Can I put away my spirituality for a second? Can I put away my spiritual facade for every now and again? It seems like they got me. Anybody in here, you ever been in the place where it seemed like the enemy had you? Despite your righteousness, they will have you. Despite your faithfulness, they might have you. Your back will be against the wall sometimes. The bad guy will be winning. Can't you see the extras as they're marching up Calvary's mountain? I can see them shouting in choruses of triumph, "We got them." I can see them high-fiving each other and offering congratulatory remarks as Christ marched to the place he would die. They thought he was defeated, and he was done. When they finally got to the place where Jesus would be killed, they finally finished their journey on the top of Mount Calvary, Golgotha's hill. They placed a crown on his head, a thorn on his head, because they had him. Hand-woven thorns, perfectly crafted to inflict as much pain as possible. Because now Christ, it seems, was at their mercy. And they wanted him so bad they didn't care about the pain he was going through. They positioned him on the cross. They placed nails in his hand, the spear in his feet. And after they placed the nails in his hand, the spear in his feet, they began to mock him, taunt him. And they had the audacity to declare that if you indeed are the King of the Jews, if you are who you say you are, save yourself and come down from the cross. And that's the moment in my life, amen, where I kind of look sideways, amen. Can I make it real for you? Amen. Let's say I'm in my house, and somebody decides they want to kick down my door in my house, amen, and I'm perfectly under the law in Georgia to defend my house, amen, and let's say sitting right beside me is my defender. Y'all praying with me? And let's say I have the power to use my defender, amen. If they come in my house while I'm sitting there watching the have and the have-nots, amen, and they mess around, come in my house, and what Jesus does, they came in Jesus' house and watch this, they took everything they wanted and then let them walk out. Now, that's crazy to me. I ain't all the way saved like y'all are, amen. But I ain't going to sit there and let you take everything you want. You ain't going to go through all my stuff, amen. You ain't going to take my TV while I'm watching the have and the have-nots, or while I'm watching Virginia win tonight, while I'm watching whatever. You ain't going to go and take all my stuff, and I'm going to sit there and allow you, even when my defender, because I got power right here. I got my defender right here. You ain't gonna come in and do what you want to do, but that's exactly what happened on Calvary's cross. And if you like me, can I go back to my homeboy stage? I would have looked at Jesus and said, bruh, you got the power, bruh. Why are you still on the cross? Get down. And as a matter of fact, all you got to do is holler hootie-hoo, and I'll come around the corner, because you got enough power. We can take all these suckers. But that's my days before. No, let me stop lying. That's me right now. But he has the audacity to stay, to die from asphyxiation, from suffocation. He stayed there. Had all power to come down. He stayed there. He could have came down and took care of business, but he stayed there. And I want to know why. The answer is it was in. It was in. It was in the script. And that's the problem, is that those who were extras did not pay attention to the script. Because throughout humanity, throughout antiquity, Christ often gave us hints, a preview of what was to happen. And when I think about the fact that back in Isaiah had given them a full-length preview. He said this man would be smitten by his oppressors. This man would be wounded for our transgression. That was a preview. Wounded for our iniquities, and our peace would be upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. But Isaiah doesn't stop there. Isaiah said it will be God who will put him on a cross. It will be God who will kill him. It will be God who will bury him. They had sneak previews, but they didn't pay attention to the script. And now as Christ is living, I'm almost done. Y'all hurry up, get with me. As Christ is living, Christ says in this particular text, there's coming a time. I showed you with Jonah. If y'all weren't here 8 o'clock, go by the tape last week. Minister Brown preached this. Matter of fact, I'm still in half of it. He says, I gave you a sneak peek. So what we miss in the story of Jonah is that Jonah is a revelation of what would happen on Calvary. Christ says, just like Jonah was swallowed up in the belly of a fish, a sea monster, text never says whale, and stayed 3 days. 3 days, and I love how Minister Brown put it last week. He stayed 3 days, but on the third day he walked out unscathed. That was just a preview. That was just to keep you coming back for more. That was season 1. Amen. But I got some good news for you in season 2. I'm going to make it a little better. As a matter of fact, in season 2, when it's my turn, when I take the main stage in season 2, I'm going to mess around. I'm going to go ahead and die. And when I die, I'm going to be buried in the earth. Y'all not praying with me. I'm elevating this thing right now. Not only will I'm going to be dead, and then they're going to bury me in the ground of the earth. But it's in the script. I'm already, how you know it's in the script? Because I'm already telling you what's going to happen before it even happens. And so watch this. They got to kill me. Let me stop right there. Because if we're to be followers of Christ, and if it was in the script of Christ that he would die, our persecution may not come to death. But can I tell somebody, in your script, there might be some tears. In your script, there might be some suffering. In your script might be some folk turn around on you. In your script, it will be some pain every now and again. But Christ does something very good while he's on the cross of Calvary. He remembers who wrote the script. Father, into thy hand I commend my spirit. The script is yours, God. Not only did he remember who wrote the script, but he also remembered the story is not over. And I come to help somebody out this morning. I don't know what you're going through, don't know what pain you're going through, don't know what suffering you're going through, but if you're at that part in your script, rejoice, because God wrote your script. And secondly, your story is not over. I wish you a high five, about 5 folk around you. I need you to find at least 5 and say, baby, my story ain't over, baby. This just Friday night. Don't get it twisted. I'm still on Friday night. My story ain't over. I'm still living. I still got some pages to write in my story. 5 more minutes. And this is the blessing about not allowing other folks to cut your story off. Well, God said it's just Friday. This date of completion is not until Sunday. This is the question, and I'm getting out of here. It's in the script that you might go through some stuff. It's in the script that you might suffer. It's in the script that you might have some pain. But this is also been in the script. This is what happens. The extras did not pay attention to what Christ was doing before he got to Calvary. Let me make that make sense. Some folks, they're not paying attention to your supernatural power that's given to you by God to overcome some of the obstacles that you are facing in life. Y'all ain't praying. Anybody ever been sick before and you're still here by the grace of God? Anybody ever been broke before but you're still surviving by the grace of God? Anybody ever been through some stuff but you're still here by the grace of God? The enemy is not paying attention because watch this. If I've been successful over what I've been through before, now even though you killed me, you better recognize that a stone can't hold me. Come on, I wish I had a church to say God done this before. Y'all should have been paying attention. If he can turn water into wine, can't no stone stop him. If he can make blind men see, can't no stone stop him. If he can make the lame man walk, can't no stone stop him. If he can take my life dirty, take my life messed up, can't no stone stop him. And they forgot something else, and I'm done. I'm for real this time. This is my third time. They forgot one other important thing. That because God wrote the script. Let me approach it this way. There's certain authors and directors that they show subtle tendencies when they're writing that helps distinguish themselves as the director. When they write something, they always put their mark on it, and it gives the person reading the story the unction to know that such and such must have written this. Amen. I can tell you when Shonda Rhimes writes some, amen. I ain't sure about Tyler because Tyler crazy, amen. He be all over the place, but most times I can tell you if this is a Tyler Perry production. And so God has this same unction. I'm done right here. I'm done right here. God has this same unction that anytime he directs the play, anytime he writes the play, even though things may get bad, even though things may seem weary, God says, give me time to finish the play. Because when I finish the play, you'll know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. All things start turning around for me. All things start getting better for me. When God writes your plays, God will make it seem like your mountains are now molehills. When God directs your plays, God has a tendency to bring you out, to make you better, to build you up. I wish I had somebody to say, yeah, I'm in a God production. They thought I was dead. They killed me. They talked about me. They gave me up. But the story was not over. 3 days later, he got up. We're standing. We're standing. We're standing. brothers and my sisters, you belong to God. It's sin. It's in the script. It's in the script. It's in the script. Maybe there's one today on this Resurrection Sunday. You're unsure of the script. Don't worry about it. Just rest assured in the one who wrote the script. Rest assured and the author and the finisher of your faith. Nobody ever said that it will be easy, but it's built. It's built in the script.